Um, this is telling you guys. I also tweeted it. I mentioned it here. Play small. Stay small. Don't stick your neck out. Don't try to make a killing. And I mean, we're still in some kind of a illiquid market, right? So just be careful with what you do. Second, let me finish here. Just be careful with what you do, especially. I mean, look, I mean, was always talking about this. I'll repeat this again, okay? In this market, if you want to um, make money, if you want to trade and be able to actually make money, you must always give yourself that leeway, okay? Which means you have to play wide, which means you have to play small. And if you're going to play a little too big, you're going to get cut. The market's going to get you, okay? If you're not going to give yourself that leeway, the market's going to get you. It always does. So you always have to give yourself that leeway. Well, if you traded ETH, yeah, you probably hit a stop. But if you traded big, yes, you took a big loss. If you traded small, well, it's just another trade, right? I mean, you can't try, okay, and bet too big in a market that is illiquid, okay, extremely volatile, and where most likely, let's say your stop is, okay, that will be the entry, okay. Most people who take big losses here get wrecked here, okay. Most time also that we are getting stopped. These are good entries, and if we played a little too big, well, they're not good entries anymore. Because the market's going to keep going. Because you can't really guess where the low is. You can't really guess where the extreme is. And the market is going always to these extremes. Just a second. Stock's taking a hit. Also, what I noticed is that gold took a hit since Friday. Gold is very heavy. Oil is a little bit, but gold is very heavy since Friday. I don't know what it means. I mean, if there is a direct relationship with Bitcoin, right? But when gold is, I remember times, but that when gold was bullish, Bitcoin was getting a bit as well, all right? So if we're looking for a reason to buy, okay, for another confluence why to bid, well, uh, gold isn't giving it to you, right? Also, it seems like Ethereum's trying to form some kind of a range, right? And BTC as well, right? But um, we started October, we started it strong, right? Let's say first day was strong. And well, some would say that it was because Ethereum was getting that bid because of this futures ETF. Um, Everybody was making fun of this because they traded less than 500,000 in volume, right, in the first day. Um, I hope they didn't expect for more than that, to be honest, because if you look at other markets, uh, I mean, other listings, Okay, even for Bitcoin, it never traded big. Okay, and even until today, yes, the CME BTC CME is 5 times Bitcoin, but this market is still wide, and it is not very populated. Let's say it like this. Um, Stocks are taking another look. Follow the stocks. Looks like stocks dictate the move. Okay. I mean, stocks are heavy for a while, right? And Bitcoin recovered a little bit. This could be, let's say, a trap for the bulls. Okay. Because if stocks eventually break and we're going to get this day where we're down like 2% or something like that, Bitcoin is gonna get into this bloodbath, right? Um, and it looks like it will eventually happen. So just be careful when you're doing the BTFD and with anything that you do from the bid side, okay? And give yourself again, make sure you have that leeway, that needed leeway. Right now, seems like we're building some kind of a range, okay? And if this range is gonna hold, just keep that in mind. Again, range plays longer than people expect. So these things, I always repeat them. I always say them. These rules help me, okay, have better odds, okay. It puts me on the side, okay, that eventually will generate into a positive PNL. Okay, it's simple like that. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Yeah. So follow the stocks. Follow the stocks. Okay. Follow the index. I would follow the ES rather than anything else. ES is the S&P 500. You can follow the one that TradingView provides, the Oanda index, the SPX 500 Oanda. It is the same index. This is important. Another thing that is going on today, and I guess everybody's going to talk about, is the SBF trial. And today they're going to select, I guess, the jury, and there will be some hearings and stuff like that. I didn't see headlines yet about anything that's coming out from this ongoing thing. I'm not sure. I don't think, really, I don't think it's gonna move the market. I don't think it should, okay, affect the market in any way. Um, but if it does, um, just keep that in mind. Follow these events. Um, Other than this, we've seen Solana is strong in a while for some time, right? Right. We've seen that Solana is strong for some time. Um, I don't know the reason, to be honest. If it has anything to do with the SBF trial, maybe it does, maybe. But these things, they're just like this what Asaka was always saying. Like all these coins, they're just, at the end, they're social tokens, right? And if there is a certain narrative that everyone is talking about, it's gonna move. It's gonna move the market. Right? And if everybody is saying that because I don't know, SPF is in jail or whoever, whatever happens in this trial, really affect the market, it will. If everyone believes, it will, and it does. I don't know if this is the narrative right now. but if it is, you probably want to follow these events. Now the last thing I had, 1 second before we continue. Anybody has anything to add?
Hi, Kobe. Is there any reason in particular why you think the market kind of shifted? Because I didn't expect it personally to be this heavy. I thought that once we touch like uh 27.7 to 27.5, you would just touch and go, you would rip. Because the market has been quite bullish, and like if you look at the structure as well on the higher time frames, like it's quite bullish. But for some reason, since yesterday, it's just been surprisingly heavy.
Yeah. So I said people were saying that we had that rally on ETH because of the ETF, the futures ETF, right? And they were like saying this was, I don't know if this was the narrative. Really, I followed the market and I didn't really see anybody. I didn't even think that anybody would buy Ethereum because of that futures ETF. That's why I didn't say okay, this is a sell the news. This is one. So maybe because okay, so that's futures ETF came out and everybody just said, oh, that was a sell the news, and we just need to close position now. This can be one. Second, it can be that the stock market is now actually getting is affecting everything, right? And if the stock market is going to stay heavy, it will be very hard for the market, for the crypto markets to actually continue some kind of a bullish trend, unless we really have a serious buyer kicking in. Serious buyer kicking in, you're not going to see it unless there is a hype. The hype is not there. Hype kicks in, okay, in a bull market. It's not like you can't look at it like we're now in a bull market, right? Maybe the market is shifting. Maybe yes, this narrative of this last quarter of the year is should be okay bullish because all kinds of events are coming next year and people are gonna bet on the bullish side heading for the next year. Yes, this thing is real, it's legit, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen, right? You're trading, you're not trading to be right, you're trading to make money, to make a tick. And it's very important to not fall in love with certain bias, fall in love with certain narrative. Okay, if uh, if you believe that something should happen, it doesn't mean that it's going to happen. Right? It doesn't mean that this is maybe yeah. The only confluence that you're gonna have is if we're getting into some kind of a bully cycle. Uh, just give me. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So yes, we started off bullish. It could be that it was a sell the news yesterday. If that was the narrative, and really, I can't really explain why anybody would be bullish into some kind like a futures ETF that no one cares about. And we've seen this before. It's not like it's a new thing. We've seen this before. So this could be one. Second is yes, the stock market is super heavy. Yesterday it was very heavy, and today continue. We're already down 1% on the S&P. Uh, this will eventually hit the crypto market. So um, uh, don't bet big on the bullish side. I would still go try to buy the dip, but I wouldn't go and be betting big on the bullish side. Be honest, this is not what I would like to see uh, right now. To be honest,
Wait, one question.
yeah.
With yields going up, especially the long end, and putting pressure on regional banks again, you can see that they're taking a lot of hits in the past few days. Do you
Who?
think
Which?
regional banks like the SVB collapse we had and we got like a Bitcoin
Yeah,
pump?
yeah, yeah.
So the similar dynamic is playing right now with the banks getting into pressure from their liquidity. It becomes a solvency issue and stuff like that for them. Do you think that there is a possibility because of Bitcoin getting that narrative big? Because
That's
like
actually a good. That's actually a good point. I don't know. Maybe
mm,
that's not a bad point actually. But really, this is something that I cannot really guess. It would make sense if it happens, but I can't really guess. Anybody have an opinion on this? It's interesting. Yeah.
and one more thing that I've noted is Bitcoin is very correlated to like a 30-year bond. If you subtract the inflation expectations, basically saying that if the US government position like bond yields rise without inflation rising, it basically means that they're getting into a crisis, and Bitcoin loves that. It's been following that chart since the past 2 years like crazy, and that chart is rising right now. So that just makes me ponder and think if we can build up a narrative from this or not.
Um. I haven't seen an event before that it really created some kind of a cycle. To be honest, um, I don't think this is what you want to look at. You want to look at the general stock market. That's in general. Uh, I think that the point you mentioned before, yes, I do think it can create some kind of a narrative, like something we've seen. When was it? A while ago. Um, but I don't know. I don't think this is something you can trust, or like this is something that can hold for a week or something like that, and not longer, not longer than that. Um, to create to create like a cycle here, okay. I mean, we started off this week very strong, right? And to create a cycle here that's gonna have some kind of continuation, um, uh, you'd have to things will have to happen fast, okay? Like a big major squeeze. That's what I'm saying. Like we had a good start, but there was no real continuation. We had a good start, no real continuation for this for October. Uh, things can reverse today. Okay, it doesn't mean the market's about to end. I'm still buying dips, but I'm not going big. There is no way I'm betting big on anything here. Uh, simply because there is no reason. Uh, if this is not the juicy market that we've seen in a bull market, right? That's why you can't really expect it to have to pay you, right? Off uh, like you've seen before. Okay, that's why you also don't see these continuations. Like you have all these cartel coins pumps, right?
So first off, please join me in welcoming Ray Dalio to the stage.
Um, that's why you don't see these continuations, even if when you look at all these let's say cartel coins, whatever pumps we have, there are no continuations. There is nothing that you can say that you can trust and say, okay, I can put size on it. I haven't seen anything until now that told me, okay, except I think WLD. This is the only narrative that that we captured, and I can say, okay, this may have a continuation because there is something that it's coming up on November, and it's easy to share, it's easy to sell. And this coin is like the AI coin or whatever. I don't know if it has to do anything with AI or not, but it's the AI guy that is behind it. And that on itself can create a cycle and another a cycle that you can trust. Okay, put it like this. We have the other AI coins also, right? But we don't see any like in the beginning of the year where you'd ask me like which coins are going to rally the most. I'd say Ocean, AGIX, FIT. That didn't really happen. So and that tells me that this market actually is missing players, missing a lot of players, and a lot of money is still on the sideline, even though after the BlackRock ETF, I mean, the money that we've seen in COVID times, well, it's probably not coming back. The heck happened? It's probably not coming back ever. Okay, this kind of money from retail. Okay, because I don't know if there will be another event where everybody's stuck home and just looking for something to do, and then they find crypto, and they have access to all exchanges without KYC and this and that, and yes, and that whole thing, everything works all of a sudden, right? So to get to that level, we need another crisis, another world pandemic or something like that, to get everyone back home without a job, looking for things to do or something to bet on.
Or Bitcoin to reach new highs, I would say. I think the best case for wealth effect on the whole market is like Bitcoin and Ethereum like succeeding on making new highs. This would solve any need of retail, because then it will attract people back, and and like the people that are in, they will be inclined to like risk more on altcoins. That is a normal effect that we have been seeing, that don't happen now because there is no meaningful wealth effect from Bitcoin price action or Ethereum price action. But I totally agree with what you said, and I also include this. Like, I think the best fundamental case of altcoins now is like Bitcoin succeeding on, I don't know, government buying Bitcoin, or I don't fucking know, like China accumulating Bitcoin. I don't know. I mean, those crazy things that in this crazy world might happen, right? One of those days. And ETFs, I don't know if ETFs get approved or not, but they are a good venue.
That's the thing.
Like,
here it is. Okay, listen, the ETF approval. Okay, if it ever happens, if it happens, right? If you're asking me, it's a 1-week event. That's it. It's gonna be big. Everybody's gonna buy, gonna rush in, this and that. But then what? Like, I can buy ETF here in Canada. I did, but I didn't go big, and I'm in crypto.
But ETF
Like, why
creates
would any normie would go and buy something that repeatedly is hearing that it is a scam? You know, they're only gonna buy it if we do get into some kind of a bullish cycle, and bullish cycles in
but
Bitcoin get triggered because of
now many
narratives that not anybody can bet on. Like you can't really expect. You can't see the narrative is the narrative coming. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
But Kobe,
For
with
But
ETFs like BlackRock and stuff like the target date allocation funds, they will recycle money monthly into that. No, like 1% allocation to any person who's between 25 to 35 years old. Every month, that money keeps coming to Bitcoin. Like it happens
why?
automatically because that's
no,
how the target
Not
date
on
fund
default.
works.
If you choose not to invest in Bitcoin, you don't.
Yeah, but usually people just go with, they don't change their plans. Like 70% of the people just go with whatever allocation BlackRock gives them. So,
Yes,
so
depends.
no, but yeah, this is what I wanted to say when you said about ETFs. I don't think ETF will be like a major one, but it's more about like it's more about the information we don't have, right? What is behind all these ETF applications? Because in reality, what you said in the last, I don't know if it was yesterday or last week, like the money that is available in the world is fucking a lot, and one of those like, I mean, it's in the end, Bitcoin is an asset, and the more it stays, the more it proves is one of the assets available for them to like everything is manipulated in the end, let's say, in a sense. So like if they can build this infrastructure within crypto markets and offer it as a product, and they have I mean, they will be like if they open the door to the retail, and they are coming now, like they are like I it's more about what you don't what we can see. Like in the end, we can see those things. Like could be ETF could be 1 week event, and that's it. Or like ETF could be, I don't know. They have the money to do whatever they want with crypto markets, right? Because it's a lot of money that is in the world. So I mean, it goes too much into the tinfoil hat moment, but you can't bet on any of those ideas. That's the end. That is exactly what you say. That is, you can. It's a narrative for Bitcoin. Is a narrative that you don't see until it
exactly.
happens. Like
Until we're up like 2 weeks from the lows, and then oh shit,
yeah.
And that's yeah. I mean the lows. Now let's say now we're at 50K. Okay, within few weeks, market's trading at 50K. That will create a bullish cycle.
Exactly.
That will create a buying pressure. This will bring buyers, and people are gonna FOMO. And when people FOMO, there are less sellers too, right? All of a sudden, and everybody wants to buy at the same time. It's always like this in this market. Like every bullish cycle is almost always the same. Everybody wants to buy in at the same time, and it's disgusting to see. To be honest, it's disgusting. I can't really explain everything. Even Solana's taking it. All right, market's heavy. Heavy. And bids.
But like in general, what this push reaffirms, like it's when you look at the Bitcoin, okay, I don't know if it retraces today. I don't know if it holds, but it's the stronger asset right now, right? In the crypto
Yeah.
markets,
It is,
and this is exactly how it should be if you want to see like Bitcoin strong. It's how it starts, right? Bitcoin is strong and no one notices it because in the end retail trades it much less than the other assets, and you see like everything is dying. You're fighting with altcoins, and the Bitcoin is trading at 29, 28, and it's what the fuck I did. Like I got chopped on altcoins, and when when the best dip to buy was Bitcoin. So I've been through this multiple times, and it happens. And I don't know, just my opinion.
All right, we need to build a basket for whatever happens. Okay, I think this is time to actually start preparing. And when you buy the dip, you want to buy the dip on the new and the new recently listed coins. I still do believe that we're gonna get this rally in this quarter. We're gonna get that rally this quarter. It can happen after we go to 20K. It can happen after we tick the 19K. Anything can happen, and it can start from today too. Like, we cannot really tell when is the starting point for this. But I do believe that we're gonna get this. We're gonna get it this quarter. Okay. And I think we need to build a list of coins that were recently listed. Okay, like let's say I don't know, I'd put say in this list. What else? From let's say from AGIX to say, okay, AGIX also I'd consider it like it wasn't rinsed yet. Like it didn't go like a 10, 20x or 100x like other coins and then went all the way down, right? So if we do get, I think, another cycle, and we're gonna get it on a list, okay, of the recently listed coins, recent projects. I think the juice will come from there. So pay attention. We want to pay attention for this, and we want to build a list, okay, of coins that we're gonna want to keep our eye on. I think we did it in the past, okay, and we did very good with the China narrative coins. I don't know if you guys remember back then. We had these good rallies on CFX, ACH, some other NEO, some other China coins. We don't want to miss that. I don't want to miss that. I don't know if anybody here is interested to, but I don't want to miss that. So we want to have that list. Also, what I think is that we are going to get Metaverse rally too. I don't know when, but we are going to get the Metaverse rally as well. Why? Because it's cool, and it creates a hype very easily. We've seen this before, and this is what this market is about. It's all about hype, about being futuristic, and so if AI is a narrative, then Metaverse is also a narrative. And if we do get into another cycle, these things are gonna get a bid. I have no doubt. So anything that can be some kind of a futuristic I don't know, can have a future like a futuristic narrative will get a bit. I think this is it. We are over 30 minutes into this meeting. It was mainly a discussion, right? Anybody else? Anything else? Any question? Any comment? Jul, you okay to talk? Oh, we can't hear you, man. Jul, we can't hear you. We can see that you're not muted, but we can't hear you.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, what's
sorry,
up?
sorry. Yeah, I'm fine to talk. What's up?
Good. Yeah, I'm curious to hear your take about the market narrative.
I think
Bas,
this is the
do you
dip.
have any?
I think people panic a lot. Like I see echo chamber everywhere I look. It seems like people are scared on this dip, but for some reason, it just looks like a flush to me. If you look just at open interest, I think we went up 1 billion on the pump from 27K to 28.5. And we pretty much retraced the whole open interest pump, people the leverage, and now I see a lot of doom. In terms of the books, I think it looks good as long as 27K holds. So I'm kind of bullish for as long as 27K holds. That's my take on the market.
It's actually
I'm
making
buying the
sense.
dip here.
Actually makes sense.
Just polarizing opinion.
No, when you look at Ethereum, yes, yesterday that was vicious. Like they rinsed everything. They rinsed everyone. Anyone who was like slightly
It
bullish,
reminds
and even if you
it
put on
reminds
a
of the
small
back
size,
launch.
and
Yeah,
it
I
reminds
remember
what?
the back launch. Every time there's some product that launched, it's fucking seldom news. But in terms of ETH, I don't really care because the narratives for Bitcoin itself is the ETF.
Mm,
I mean, ETH dumping is arguably good because you don't want altcoins to pump if you want Bitcoin strength. You kind of want Bitcoin to have a pump and grow in dominance, not have altcoins outpump it because altcoins is mostly just garbage speculation. Bitcoin maybe like typically the sustainable rallies start with some kind of Bitcoin dominance pump, and then after that the mania starts kicking in. So I don't really care if ETH dumps a bit, but I agree it's stalling for quite a bit of time. So my take is just it's pretty tight here. I mean, you buy here, and if 27K kind of loses, then you take a loss. That's just the kind of trade I like.
now you gave me like a yeah. It makes sense. Like sustainable rallies, yes. On Bitcoin starts with with BTC. Uh, BTCD flying, right? It starts with Bitcoin. And I think we got confused by previous seasons because we've seen this happen with altcoins a lot. Like altcoins led and then Bitcoin followed, something like that. And I think why it happened it was because you had players like Alameda and 3AC, okay, that were heavily involved in the market, and they moved it. They actually dictated which one is leading. So if they wanted the small caps to lead first, and then they pushed the majors and then Bitcoin, that happened. And we've seen this. Like they did just the opposite because people expected the other way around. Now these guys aren't there. Maybe now it's different. I don't know. Maybe now it's going to happen just naturally, right? Like it used to be. That is also something. It's a good point. I'd keep that in mind. We follow it. Thanks, Jules. Anybody else?
I agree with the playing small though. Probably don't want to get caught up in huge monster position, and then if it goes either way, you're
Yeah.
either lucky or fucked.
Yeah. Like if when you zoom out, we're like some kind of in a mid range, right? So it can go 10%, one like 10% up, 10% down in a flash, just like that, and you're cut. So it's not really worth it, right? And it can do that because there isn't much of a liquidity. So yes, you can play the range, stick to the range, do it over and over and over, long short, long short, long short, long short, and then until it doesn't work. Simple as that. That's what I would do. I would be leaning bullish towards the end of the year. Hopefully that will pay. That's the best I can do. Curious to hear John William.
Hi, Kobe.
How are you?
Good. Thank you.
So, what's your take? What's your bias about the market?
So basically, the whole up move, I was already like, I was taking longs, but only like with small targets, because like in these up moves, I generally like a bit more constructive price action. Like it was just like one huge 1 minute candle with a lot of OI, as Jules said. And usually, if like for longer trends, I just like a pullback where buyers step in and there's some consolidation and then a breakout, and you have a better trend. This whole retrace kind of sketchy. I agree. Like above 27K, we are still fine, but I am more doubtful than before. But Bitcoin at least. And about the whole narrative, like for the end of the year, we have the halving, of course, and the ETFs. So those can both, like once price starts moving, I think those can start to grow into like relevant narratives, and people will start catching on, and that can definitely accelerate the market. Yeah, but right now it's not looking like ideal for me.
Yeah, makes sense. Anybody is bearish here? To hear somebody bearish, maybe to get
Kobe, the October opening doesn't have like a monthly wick. Do those things bother you or anyone? Like
no,
no? Okay.
no. We're in an illiquid market. It doesn't matter. And the October, I'm only bullish on October, to be honest, not because of the stats. It's because of I'm bullish on next year and in general on this quarter. And I think that yeah, market, like what I wrote, I really think that this is true. The markets move on expectations, and maybe we're just too ahead of the curve, ahead of time. Okay, we're just too early, uh, and yeah, basically per reach. So we're just too early, and I mean, once things gonna start getting like digested, it's gonna look different, and it's gonna get a lot of shorts cut, like unready.
I think the best thing that could happen now is like DOJ to come out. So because we don't have like the first event that we have that we can measure, like, and it's not even directly correlated because the correlation to TradFi. I mean, we could be looking at it and seeing, thinking that Bitcoin is strong, but in reality, there's just no push, right, of correlation. There's nothing. There's no one enforcing it. So, like, just a crypto event would be good in this moment to really see what is the weight of the market. Like, I think what we are missing for some time is like something that happens in either bad or good. We have two ones, that is ETF approval, right, and or denial, or DOJ, and this would be a good point to like see, right, see the weight of the market, because what we have recently that put us in a more bullish sentiment is like, okay, equities are going now as fuck, and we are not. So this, you see this and you say, okay, someone is buying, or there's no sellers, because we should be even on a distant delayed correlation, we should be already going down. But we don't have a crypto event to measure it with a higher degree of confidence that affects directly our market. So I think about this too. That about what we are talking about, the first crypto event that we have, be it ETF approval or not, or denial, for DOJ, for Binance, something that affects us directly, it will be a good point to see how much we dump, how much we pump, and how much what happens in general. And yeah, this is another opinion.
I think, may I add something, Kobe?
Sure.
I think it's also important to keep like the larger, the wider context in mind. And maybe we got a bit too bullish at the top because we got very violent move on Sunday. But from Wednesday, we got a big rally, like almost 10% for the conditions we're in. With no players, like you said, I think it was a good rally. Like for example, on BlackRock, we had
Hmm.
fantastic narrative and we got 20% move, which is like double. So maybe, yeah, this dip looks kind of nasty, and we'll have to see what happens now that we take yesterday low. But maybe because we don't have a very clear narrative, the dips are gonna be nastier. Also, stocks have been doing extremely bad for the last 2 weeks, and we've been going up even with like parting moves and doing these dips. So it feels bad, but you also mentioned gold. Like many things are against us right now, but Bitcoin is not doing too bad, and it's the first time we have Bitcoin rally with alts bleeding, which is also not bad. But yeah, this thing, I don't think it will be easy to ride, even if it goes up. But
Yeah.
yeah, in relative terms, it's not so bad, I think.
No, I'm not saying the situation is bad, but I agree with you
Yeah,
completely.
yeah. I don't disagree with your points.
Agree with you completely. The market is actually looking very good. We're above 27K, right? That after we stayed around what was it, 26, always looking towards the 25K, right? And all of a sudden we go and rally to 28K out of nowhere. So this is good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And we're now we're still above 27K.
Yeah.
Which is surprising. Morkovel, right? Yeah, Morkovel.
Yeah, hello.
How you
I'm
doing?
not bullish, but I'm not bearish either. I think we had a lot of this price action when we rip up and then we slam back down, and then it looks very bad on low time frame, and then we go back up again. So I think if you are bullish, maybe this is the dip to buy and see what comes next. And if you're wrong, just take the loss, I guess. I think it's hard to be either bullish or bearish here, but I would lean bullish and I will buy the dip.
Yeah, it's a good opinion. All right. Anybody else? Anybody wants to share an opinion? I was just choosing randomly, guys. So okay, tomorrow is your turn if you didn't speak today. All right, boys. Wish you all a happy Tuesday, right? Good luck and have fun. Okay. And again, give yourself that leeway. You need it to make money here. Good luck, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Kobe.
Thank you, Kobe.